Let's go. 4, 3, 2.
And welcome to the Great Entrepreneur Show here on Intellectual Radio. And I'm your host, Dr. Anthony. And we're looking forward to this particular session. Over the next few sessions, I am actually going to do more of an educational program because I do that sometime in regards to entrepreneurship. So maybe over the next 3 or 4 sessions, it'll be strictly learning a couple of things in regards to promoting your business as well as branding your business and some other things in regards to managing your task or your time as well. So you can ask me questions, call in, ask questions anytime after maybe about 20, 30 minutes into the program. The number is 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. So a lot of times, for some of you all that don't follow me, I am not only am I author of several different books, I'm also a business coach and also myself have been an entrepreneur involved with entrepreneurship for about 25 years plus, somewhere around there, since like the late 1980s. So it might be around 30 years now that I think about it. But so I've been involved with entrepreneurship for a long time, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the good times, the bad times, and a few different businesses. So a lot of times people ask me a lot of questions when they actually want to get involved with entrepreneurship or be involved with to some aspect. And I try to help them out as best I can. So today, I'm going to go over a few questions regarding promoting. Now, when I teach promoting in workshops and even when I coach people, it's really about a 15 or 16-hour actual program. Obviously, I can't do 15, 16 hours a day in this 1-hour session. So I'm going to try to squeeze as much as I can. That's why over the next few sessions, I'm going to do things on promoting and also branding. So let's clear something up first, because sometimes people think promoting and branding is the same thing. And they are closely related, but they're not the same. For instance, branding is what you have, your brand, that's what you have. Promoting is what you do. Now, your promoting will impact your brand. In other words, your brand will be impacted by your promoting. Promoting is a verb, brand is a noun. So that's why you need to understand that a brand is what you have. Promoting is what you do. So you need to understand that when you promote your business, you're trying to promote a business, not trying to promote you. People can buy what you promote. If they can't buy it, don't promote it. So you must understand that. That's how a lot of people impact their brand negatively, because they will, quote unquote, promote things that can't be bought by people. So promoting yourself, if people can buy you, I guess that's a good idea. But there's only one you, right? So that means that obviously you should have something for sale so people can actually buy that from you. So I'm going to be coming out of some of the things I'll teach. I'll be coming out one of these 2 books, the book on Promoting Like a Pro and also the book on Remember Me, How to Brand You and Your Business. So we'll do both of those as we go over this program over the next few weeks. So one question that's asked of me a lot of times is, what is promoting? Or people think they actually are promoting when they really aren't. And so let's make this real simple, because I'm a wordsmith, at least I call myself that. And you may believe that after you've been following me and listening to me a while, you may think that I'm a wordsmith yourself. Now, when I say wordsmith, I don't mean I have a large vocabulary or anything like that. I just try to break the word down and take a look at the word for what it is, and then kind of operate from that aspect. So let's start with promote. The word promote has 2 words or 2 syllables in it, pro and mote. So pro, anytime you see P-R-O in front of a word, it means beforehand. And then mote, M-O-T-E, means to move. So in actuality, promote means to move forward. So in other words, if you're not promoting your business, you can't move your business forward. This is why a lot of people end up going out of business, because they don't spend time promoting the business. You're not really, quote unquote, standing still. The reality is either you're moving forward or you're moving backwards or down. So let's look at promotion again. If you're on a job and you told people I got a promotion, what that means is that you went from 2nd grade to 3rd grade, or you kind of went up. It's a promotion. Well, if you don't promote your business, you can't take it up again and you can't take it forward, meaning that you can only take it down and backwards if you aren't promoting. So the opposite of promote is demote. Demote means, D means away, mote means to move. So you're going to move further away from business success if you refuse to promote the business that you have. Now, here's something a lot of times people don't promote their business. I always share with people, since I'm a business coach, and again, I try to coach people on being successful in what they do. A lot of times I tell people, find something that you love to do. Don't go after the money. Find out what you love to do, and trust me, the money will follow. Now, I know that sounds somewhat like a cliche and sounds like something good to say, but I've kind of lived that experience. So I found there was times I followed money, but I didn't love what I was doing, and eventually the money kind of evaporated. But then there was times that I did the stuff, and like even today, I do the stuff that I love to do, and then obviously the money does follow. So again, I want you to first find a business, something that you love doing. Do you love cooking? You love making clothes? You love cleaning? I mean, what is that you love doing? Now, just because you love doing it, don't feel like something is negative with it because everybody don't love doing it too. You may love to cook. That's wonderful. That's why we have restaurants. You know, some people love baking cookies, right? So keep baking cookies because you can have a business off that. So something that you want to learn how to do, again, in one of my books, and I don't have it here up here, but it is on my store, unknowngreatness.com. In one of my books, I also tell people you have to be sold on yourself. And what do I mean by that? A lot of times we go out and we make a resume. We want to go get a job. And I know that's the French way of saying it with the little hyphen at the end. However, I tell people take the little hyphen off the end and then pronounce that word. It's called resume, right? You're going to resume working for someone else, even if you leave another place of business. However, one thing about a person's resume is all the good things that they can do and all the good things they've done over the years. However, you have to come up with your own personal resume when you want to be an entrepreneur. When you're going to become an entrepreneur, you have to make your own personal resume. What are you good at doing? How often do you like doing it? When was the last time you did it, right? Do you want to do this thing every day or every 3 days? So you have to find out what it is you like to do and then start doing it, because here's the reality. If you don't like doing what you do, most likely you won't promote it either. A lot of people are in businesses today. They can't stand the business that they're in. And then you ask them, why are you promoting it? They'll come up with excuses. Well, you know, time and all this good stuff. You know, the weather is cold, hot. You don't understand how it is in my neighborhood and all these things, right? But the bottom line is they don't actually like what they do. So to promote means to move forward. Now, in my book, on page 25, I think that's a good place to for some of you all to actually start. So you can get my book again on unknowngreatness.com. And I tell people promoting is pointing people to something they can purchase from you that they can have and use for themselves. That's my definition of promoting. Pointing people to something they can purchase from you that they can have and use for themselves. They can't use it if they don't have it. They can't have it if they don't buy it. So that means they can't buy it if you don't point it to them. So you have to point people to things that they can buy from you. If you don't have anything to sell, then what are you pointing people to? Oh, I know, yourself. Well, that's the problem. If you pointed everybody to you, they can't buy you. They have money in their pocket, in their checking accounts, in their bank accounts, on their credit cards, and they would love to spend it with you, but you have nothing for sale. So the first thing in business, you need to realize that you have to have something for sale, and then you have to go out there and sell it. Now, something else you must realize, in order to promote well, you need two basic things. You need a lot of things, but these two things are always in play. You need money. You need some form of money to put into your promotion activities. And two, you need effort. You need to actually put some activity into the activities. The problem with a lot of people is that they don't want to put any money in. They want everything for free. If they can do it for free, can I do this for free? Free this, free that. And that's cool. There are some avenues that you can use for free. However, if you want to actually grow your business consistently, get to bigger levels than where you are right now, here's the reality. You're going to have to put some money in. You're going to have to put some money in advertising. You're going to have to put some money in business cards, flyers, airtime. You got to put money in. If you don't put money in, I'm telling you, you're not going to get money out. That goes against reaping and sowing. You can't put nothing in and think you're going to get a whole lot back. That's not how it works here. And especially business will show you that. So you may say, how much money do I need? It's not so much how much money do you need. It's you base this on how much money do you have. If all you have is $50, you can only do $50 worth of promoting. Is that bad? No, that's better than zero. So you have to actually do $50 worth of promoting. That could be advertising in newspapers. That can be advertising in bulletins. That can be actually passing out things. That can do all those things. Now, obviously, one of the other things is you're going to have to actually put in at least an hour a day in the effort. You're going to have to send out emails, send out something, make calls. You're going to have to do some activity. You can't think that you do nothing, spend no money, and then think that you're going to become financially well in business. Now, whoever told you that lied to you, because I've been doing this a long time. And every business that I've been in that I tried not to spend money and spend effort, I went BROKE, broke. Every business that I've been in and I invested money into and invested in every, I did very well. I got what is called MONEY, money. And the same thing will happen for you as well. So you have to understand that you have to actually put money in. Look at your budget. Stop trying to get everything for free and look at your budget and say, okay, I can start right here. And when you start right there, put the effort in. Now, if you're just starting or if you're near zero in your accounts, here's the reality. That means you have to put a lot of effort in to get yourself off the ground. That means that you can't think that you just do something for maybe an hour a day. You might have to do 5 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, because you have to get yourself up off the ground. So here's how business goes, right? Business goes this way. You have to kind of start running like an airplane coming off a runway. You have to have what is called full throttle. You got to do all you can to get into the air and get away from the gravitational pull of the earth. All you can. You got to give it all you have for a little while until you get it up to a place where you're in cruise control. The problem with a lot of people that come to me and obviously in business, they're trying to get the cruise control just being at the airport. And that's just not how it works. You have to give all of you for so many days in a row. I always tell people, do you a 30-day session. I don't care what your business is. Let's see how many people you can talk to in 30 days. Go out there and buy you a set, so many business cards. I don't care if it's 500 or 1,000, whatever the number is. Whatever you buy, go out there and try to make sure you pass all those business cards out in 30 days or 60 days, whatever the time frame you use. Because there's no use of you getting 1,000 business cards and then you looking at 1,000 business cards. You already know your name. You know your phone number, right? So you didn't get the business cards for you to look at. You got the business cards so you can give it to other people so they can call you. Well, they can't call you if you keep all the business cards at home, right? So that means that you have to have some type of strategy to actually help you in your promoting, because that's effort, right? That's promoting effort. You have to say, okay, I'm going to go out and pass out these 250 business cards within 30 days. That's a little less than 10 a day. If we go Monday, 1 through 30. However, if you actually want to go ahead and do it for longer, then that's 5 a day for 2 months. The bottom line is you got to get rid of those business cards, because getting rid of those business cards puts you in a position where you can actually get more business to buy more of those things and then promote a different way. Now, one way that I think is really advantageous to people is by getting interviewed on radio stations, right? Now, I'm a radio host. Right now, I'm not hosting. I'm educating you here. However, there's a lot of radio hosts that you could actually connect with so that you could actually get on the radio. Now, here's the problem with a lot of people when it comes to getting on the radio. They think they need to do all that for free too. Now, keep in mind, when you have a host, in a lot of cases, the most hosts may have sponsors. The most hosts may have paid something to be in that space. So why would they just have you on there for no other reason than to have you on there? That doesn't make good sense, right? Because they're business people too. So in other words, you want to actually find people where you can actually be interviewed in their newspapers, in their magazines, on their radio shows, on their television shows. Now, I know there's a lot of people saying they'll do it for free, but the reason why people try to have people on for free, if they're very popular, of course you have them on there for free, right? Because they're going to draw attention to this person's show. They're going to draw attention to the person's newspaper, to the person's magazine. Well, if you only know 5 people, you only a 5-person draw. You understand? So that means that you're going to have to actually pay to be in certain places. You got to pay to advertise in newspapers, pay to have be on certain people radio shows or television shows or magazines. Now, some of you all, I know you saying, oh, no. Keep in mind, I've been in business a long time. And I found out the more I pay, the more I put myself in a position to earn more money as far as my business. So again, you're going to need 2 things, money and effort. Now, if you don't like doing any work, I'll be the first to tell you this is not for you. You don't need to be out here, right? Because this is a working type of atmosphere. You're going to have to always be in a place where you're always learning. What else can I learn? What else can I learn? Because in entrepreneurship, E is for evolving. You have to keep evolving in business so that you can stay in business. You just can't think that, that you're going to be in business doing nothing. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. So again, what is promoting? Pro means forward, mote means to move. All right, what did I tell you my definition of promoting is? Pointing people to something they can purchase from you that they can have and use for themselves. I just did that with you all on this program. I said, look, you can get my book, go to unknowngreatness.com, right? You can purchase this book. See, I pointed you to something that you can purchase from me that you can have and use for yourself. That's the same thing you have to do in your business, and you have to get good at it. So that means you have to get good at pointing people to what you have to purchase. Now, if you only have one thing, if I only have one book or one item, I would just point you to this one item. That's all I had. Well, if I have 10 items, I'll point you to 10. You look at some of your major retail outlets and look at some of your major fast food restaurants. Every time they come on television, what are they doing? They're pointing you to something you can purchase from them that you can have and use. The fast food restaurant points you to their burger, and you say, ooh, that burger looks good. Then you say, next time I go by that restaurant, I'm going to buy that burger. What did they do? They didn't point you to what the CEO skiing and what the CEO ate for dinner and all those things. That wasn't on there. That burger was on there so that you can see it. They told you to go to their local restaurant and you can purchase this, then you can have this for yourself. You can eat this nice looking hamburger. And see, and that's the same thing or same way it works for people like you and I. Whether you have one person, whether you're a large franchise, whether you have a retail spot, you still have to point people to things that they can purchase from you. So that means that you're going to have to take an inventory of some of the items that you have in your business. Again, if you want to call and ask me some questions, 708-223-8953. Again, that's 708-223-8953. So you're going to have to focus on what items do I have. Don't try to have 500 items up front. That's okay. If you have one, you build off one, and then you add another. Then you get better, you add another. The thing is, you got to get good at adding to your what I call your menu of what you have available for people to purchase. Now, if you don't get good at it, then you're going to have to get good at talking to different people every day so it can always be new to somebody. You can't talk to the same person every day and say, look, I have this book. Look, I have this book. Look, I have these cookies. Look, I have these cookies. They're not going to buy that many cookies from you. See, most people only buy one book from me, right? Unless they buy it for a group. Then they may buy 30 or 40, but they don't want to hear me talk about the same book every time they see me. Why? Because they already bought it. What more are we going to talk about? So they already bought it, right? Well, same thing with you. If you selling insurance, you need to know how many types of insurance you sell. You sell 5 types of homeowners insurance and 3 types of auto insurance. Well, then that's how you actually rotate the items that you have, because now you have more than one thing that you can sell. So here's something else for you. I told you what the definition of promoting is: pointing people to something they can purchase from you that they can have use for themselves. So what that means is that makes you a business pointer. Your job every day you're in business is to point people to what you have for them to buy. That's your job. That's your main function. People ask me all the time, what's your job? My job is to promote my businesses. That's my main job every day when I wake up, is to promote people to something that I have for them to purchase. Now, some people may get tired of you pointing people, but hey, you may get tired of seeing your favorite, these restaurants on television, but either you can turn the channel or, go to a different, turn the television off, right? Turn the radio station off if that's something that you don't want to hear. I mean, it's a lot of car companies, right? They have their cars driving on there all the time, right? Showing you a commercial of their vehicles. Now, you may say, I already have a vehicle, and I don't even like those vehicles. That doesn't stop them from out there actually promoting that vehicle. Hey, it's the new one. It's the 2019, the 2020, right? You can get so much gas mileage. Why are they doing that? Because they're pointing you to something that you can buy from them or purchase from them that you can have and use for yourself. So you must keep that in mind if you're going to be in business. Those are some things you have to do, because those things will impact your brand. Eventually, like I tell people when I teach them branding is having people remember you so that they can actually keep buying from you. If people don't remember you, then how they going to buy from you? So that's why promoting will help you out, because sometimes people aren't ready to buy from you today. They may not be ready to buy from you for 6 months out, a year later. But if you start promoting because they said no today, or they didn't purchase anything today, you're going to find yourself in a bad situation, because when they're ready to buy, you're not around. And I find that happens to a lot of people that's in business. They may go out there and do what I said for 30 days, and they go out there and pass out all those business cards, go out there and promote their business as often as they can, and then say, man, Dr. Gant, nobody bought from me. I didn't make that much money. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. Everybody won't buy from you right away. You're doing good if you talk to 100 people and 4 people bought from you within 30 days. That's good getting started. But here's the reality. 8 out of those 10 people, or 80%, will buy from you after 5 times of being contacted by you. Now, that don't mean if you contact them for 5 days in a row, they're going to purchase something. You might get on their nerve. So that's something that you need to understand when promoting. You need to understand this thing I call frequency and scarcity. You have to be frequent in somebody's life, but you also have to be scarce, because scarcity creates value. Frequent means I'm here and I'm ready for you. Scarcity says I left, but I'll be back, right? People going to want you to come back. So when you get consistent at promoting, you may say on some social media thing that every Monday I'm going to do this, right? Well, the first Monday, nothing may not happen. I'll be honest with you. People say, oh, that's good, whatever, right? Second Monday, you do it again. You might have just as many people that said it was good, which was 2 last week, may say maybe 2 this week, right? Well, after about 5, 6, 7, 8 times, you're going to have people waiting and looking and anticipating what you're going to do on Monday. We do it all the time. Certain holidays, we wait for it. We wait for the sale. Some people don't buy anything around Christmas time because they said, you know what's going to happen on the 26th? And they said, what? They're going to have all these sales that come on. So that's when they go out and buy the day after the 25th, which is the 26th, right? Because they anticipate, they've been trained by society or by stores that, hey, the day after Christmas, there are going to be more sales. Or the day after Thanksgiving, there's going to be more things going on. Well, see, in business, people are watching you the same way. They're watching you, trying to find out when your sales, are you still in business? Because they're going to buy from you when they're ready to buy from you. However, you have to keep promoting so that they can keep being reminded that you're still here, that you're still available, that you still have something for sale. I can't tell you that you're going to blow up in 30 days, right? Everybody going to want what you have. The reality is it takes about a good 2 to 4 years to get your feet planted in any type of business, rolling for a while, and then making it to a place where people are giving you referrals and things of that nature. So obviously, sometimes people give you referrals right when you meet them. Yeah, that does happen. However, you have to be doing your business for a while. And for a while doesn't mean 25 years, obviously, but you have to be consistent at it. Because if you want a consistent growth with your business, you have to do promoting consistently. Now, promoting is so important. I share with people it's this important. In my world, promoting is just like air. See, if you don't have oxygen, you're going to die. Me too, right? So we need oxygen, right? Well, in business, I call one phase of promoting is oxygen. If you don't promote, your business is going to suffocate and die. Now, that may sound kind of harsh, but it's the truth anyhow, right? That some of your business, some people's businesses, the reason why they die out is not because they're bad businesses, not because people can't cook or whatever they decide to do. It's none of those things. It's because they don't promote, so the business suffocates. See, if you suffocate and die, it's all because you didn't get enough oxygen. Well, if your business suffocate and die, it's all because your business didn't get enough promotion. So that means that you have to be responsible for promoting the business. Now, another way of looking at promoting is I call it like water. So you can only go so long without having water. If you don't have water, they call that dehydration. And when you get dehydrated, you can die because you've been dehydrated. You don't have enough water in your system. Well, see, if you don't promote enough, your business will get dehydrated, get dry, brittle, and then end up dying off. That's how important promotion is to your business. Another way of looking at promotion is like food. See, food for your body is like nutrition. And if you don't eat after so many days, you're going to die of starvation. Not because you're a bad person, because you haven't eaten in 30 days or whatever the time frame is. Well, same thing with business. If you don't feed your business by promoting it, it will starve to death. That's why promotion is so important. And that's why I make it such an emphasis when I coach people in business. And I make it such an emphasis even in my own businesses. Every day I must promote, especially when I'm actively involved in my business. Now, what is when I say air, for instance? Back in the days when I used to sell real estate and things like this, here was air for me. And I learned this. I can stick a sign out in front of someone's home, and that sign can stay out there in the wintertime when it's below zero. It can stay out there in the summertime when it's 100 degrees. It can be there at midnight, and it can be at 12 noon. I didn't have to be there, but the sign was there. It was out and about, even though I wasn't out and about where that sign was. See, some of your business promotion has to be out and about, even though you're not out and about. You might have to be a sponsor on somebody's radio show, right? Because that means that your business is out and about, even if you're not there. You might have to actually advertise in the newspaper. That means your business is out and about, even if you're not there. So those are the things you have to do, and that's what I call business air. Now, water is a little bit more, right? Because if you live by water, you have water. But if you don't live by water, water has to be transferred to you. So some things you have to do, you have to put the work in, obviously, and have to actually go get it, which is how it actually happens. You have to go get some things with water. That's why things like business cards and everything work, right? Because you have to actually actively participate with people and meet at networking events and things like that. Because there's nothing wrong with networking events. There's nothing wrong with visiting Chamber of Commerce. There's nothing wrong with those things. Not so much can you pass out, how many cards can you pass out, it's how many cards can you get. Every month I try to equate a part of my business success on how often I get out and about and how many cards I pick up. And now once I pick up the cards, I don't just get the cards because I don't have anything else to do. I get the cards so I can follow up with these people within the next 3 to 5 days. Why? Because I am in business. I am trying to point people to something they can purchase from me that they can have and use for themselves. That's what I do every day. If you don't get good at doing that, then you're going to have to go get your job. And then you have to work for a company that's good at promoting. Now, either you can get good at promoting your business, or if you get bad at promoting your business, you're going to have to go work for a company that's good at promoting their business so you can be an employee. One of the two things going to happen. And if they don't get good at promoting their business, then eventually you're going to be out of another job because they weren't good at promoting their business. So you have to get very good at doing that. Again, if you want to call in and ask me some questions, I know I may be going pretty fast. I'll be doing this for the next 3 or 4 weeks anyway. 708-223-8953. 708-223-8953. Now, the information I just shared with you about the starvation and all these good different things, you can go look at that, and that's in chapter 3 in my book. Page 35 is where that starts. Now, here's something else I want to share with you, right? Is that you have to have this mentality. When people see you, hear you, you want them to pay you. That's a mentality you have to have if you're going to promote and do well in business. If anywhere you've seen in the newspaper, if you've seen online, if you've seen sponsored event, you are being seen so people can pay you. That's one thing. Or if someone hears you on the radio, see, I'm being heard and seen on this program. Why? Because if you see me, hear me, I want you to pay me. Purchase a book. You might want me to coach you. Some of those things, right? You might want to purchase books of other authors that I promote on my online stores. You may want one of my companies to promote you. You may want to get published. You may want to do certain things, but then I am being heard. So obviously one of my objectives is to get paid. Same thing with you if you're going to be in business. You have to think the same way. If people hear you or see you, you want them to pay you. Now, here's the problem with a lot of people. When they get involved with things, they're so interested in being popular, but they're not that interested in getting paid. Now, you're going to have to think, when you're in business, you got to decide what road you're going to go on. You're going to go on popularity or you're going to go on pay. Now, popularity is good. Accolades are good, but accolades won't fill up your bank account, right? So it's good to say, oh, you so nice, you so popular, I see you everywhere. Yeah, but you can't take that to the bank. You can't take that to the mortgage company. You can't take that to the light company, the gas company, the car note people. You can't take all that stuff anywhere. Those accolades are wonderful, make you feel good, but then it don't put no money in your pocket or in your bank accounts, right? And you are in business. One of the forms of being in business is to make money. So you have to understand that you're not in the popularity contest, right? Because a whole lot of people that aren't popular getting paid. There's a whole lot of people that's popular and aren't earning any money. You want to be on the side that's getting paid to do what you do and to sell what you have. But you have to point people to something they can purchase from you that they can have and use for themselves. That's something that you have to do. Now, when you're doing that, you must understand you're trying to give attention to your business more than you give attention to you. Now, obviously, when I start the program, I have to kind of give you my resume and tell you what I've done and some of those things, right? And that's okay, right? However, if you notice, most of the things here, I'm talking about what's in my book, something you can purchase, right, from me that you can have and use for yourself. I'm telling you where to get the book, right? I'm saying you can call in and ask me questions. And what do you think I'm going to say if you call in and ask me questions? I'm going to answer the question and I'm going to say, hey, that's in my book. And you can purchase that book at unknowngreatness.com. Now, so I'm trying to teach you how to actually be a little bit more successful in the business that you have and how to be a little bit more consistent in the business you have. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people that don't know anything about entrepreneurship may think that you're trying to be pushy or you always talk about your business. Everywhere you go, you talk about your business and all these different things. And, to a certain degree, that may be true. But, again, I see car companies on television always talking about their cars. I see fast food restaurants on television or hear them on the radio or see them in magazines. They always talking about their hamburgers. Always talking about their chicken. Always talking about their airline. See, that's what I see when airlines giving their commercial. They always talking about where I can go on the airline flying with them. And nobody ever think like, man, every time they come on, they talk about their airline. Man, every time that car company come on, they talk about their cars. That's what they're supposed to be talking about. Their business. They're trying to sell something. Same thing with you. Now, if you get around people that try to make you feel uncomfortable because you keep talking about your business, Here's what that means. You need to get around some more people. That's all that means. It means that you need to get around and get yourself around people that can receive what you have, and you're around a place where you are actually going to get stagnated. See, here's one thing that happens to people, because entrepreneurship is not easy. It's a lot of hard work. And it's a lot of hard work, a lot of days, a lot of months, a lot of years. So it's not like this thing is easy. So what happens is when you can't stay around the same people talking about your flower shop, they say, here you go again, talking about flowers. I already bought flowers from you 2 years ago. Well, I got to buy flowers from you again, right? Here you go, talking about daisies and roses and all this stuff. Well, what ends up happening to a lot of people, they start shutting down because the people they're around make them feel bad because they keep talking about their business. Your job is to say, you know what, spend less time with people that shut you down and get around more people that need what you have to sell. So you have to look at what you have to sell as far as your business. You have to look at it as a cure. You have to look at it as solving a problem. See, I know I'm solving a problem writing a book on how to promote like a pro. You know how I know I'm solving the problem? Because a lot of people don't know how to do it. So I solved that problem. Now, would I solve everybody's problem in business? No. Would I solve some? Yes. I'm just looking for the people that have the problem that I have the solution for. If they don't have the problem, then my solution is irrelevant, right? However, if they have the problem, then my solution is very relevant. So now, here we're going to go and switch into some things about branding. One of the things, the reason why a lot of people try to be popular is because they try to be relevant. They will always want to stay relevant. I got to stay current, got to stay relevant. So they do almost anything, right? Here's what I found has kept me relevant for a long time. And I learned this, and I've been doing this for years, right? For 2 decades, pretty much. That I realized my results always kept me relevant. So I focus on getting results all the time, because your results can speak for you much louder than you. They can speak for you more often than you, and they can speak for you better than you. But if you don't get any results, you don't have anything to talk about, or you don't have anything else talking for you. You got to do all your talking yourself. You got to say, yeah, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best one. I'm the best insurance person. I'm the best grocery store. I'm the best. I'm the best. And that may be true, but if you just keep producing results, people start calling you the best. You the best grocery store. You the best dry cleaner. You the best insurance person. They will start saying you are the best. Now, again, with branding, because I'm going back and forth with both of these, right? Now, branding, everybody wants to call you their my. You must keep that in mind. That's my grocery store. That's my car wash. That's my dry cleaners. That's my insurance person. That's my painter. Now, see, once I realized this years ago, I said, all I need to do is get good at becoming people my's. No, that don't sound good grammatically, but I just made my mind up that I was going to be their my. Because once I became near mine, they referred me to more people. When they thought of me, they thought that I was their my. They didn't mind me having other my's. So you can't be in a relationship, for instance, you married or something like that. You can have a whole bunch of my's, right? However, in business, you can be a my to a whole lot of people. And so once you become somebody's my, then every time they think of you, they think of what you have for sale. Every time they see something that you have for sale, even if someone else is selling it, they will always think of you. It can be 500 insurance agents, but they call you my insurance agent, right? Even though they see commercials on it, they always think of you anytime they think of insurance. That's when you have really gotten ingrained in the person's psyche and in their lifestyle, because they've seen you promoting, your results are speaking for themselves, and then now they actually talk about you like they know you very, very well. So this is something that I want you to understand. In your promoting, you have to realize I need to give my products and or my services more attention than I give me. You have to talk about your products and services more than you talk about you. Not so much just talking about them. You need to talk about the result or the solution or the cure that you have more than you talk about you. What cure do you have? What is your, you may say, I make apple pies. Okay. What are you curing, right? People that like apple pies, right? People that like sweet desserts, right? Now, people that don't like sweet desserts, hey, they may not be that interested in your apple pie, but you may make an apple pie that's a healthy apple pie. So all the people that don't like the unhealthy apple pie and want to get healthy may like your apple pie. So you have to talk about those results more often than, hey, you know what? I make apple pies better than anybody in the whole wide world. And that's cool, but talk about the results of apple pie. It's going to make me feel good, make me go to sleep, whatever it's going to do, right? So you have to talk about the results that you have as a business. Again, if you want to ask me questions, that's 708-223-8953. 223-8953 here on IntellectualRadio.com. So again, so you want to make sure that you make it a point that you share with people the results that you have. Now, here's the problem. If you have no results, you know what your first requirement is? Get you some results. When, here's something for you. I tell people all the time. If you're an entrepreneur and you're working out of your home or something like that, you might be mobile or whatever it may be, even if you have a location, right? Now, sometimes you may deal with a person. Just say, for instance, we'll give you a plumber, right? You're a plumber and you fix pipes in people's houses, right? And somebody say, hey, you come over here, I got a leak in my house, take care of it. Your job is anytime you get a quote unquote sale, you should go talk to somebody because you're at your highest point when you get a sale, right? When you just made some money, your job is not to go out there and do nothing. Just call somebody and say, hey, you don't have to tell them you sold an insurance policy, but your attitude and your mentality is at such a high level, you just need to talk to somebody and say, listen, hey, I just painted that house around the corner. I just got done painting the house. You still want your house painted, right? Because you sound different. You're not begging, like, please, you want me to paint your house? Well, that's how you sound when you haven't got any business, haven't earned any money. So when you first start, or if you're restarting, go out there and get your result. I don't care if your best friend buys something from you or whatever it is, right? I don't care if you went somewhere and they bought half or something. Your job is, after that happens, just call anybody in your phone, in your database, and say, do you want one of these? Because you're just at a different level. So that's something that you want to do often. And then obviously it will become a habit, because you must understand that, you don't pick the future that you have. You just pick the habits that you're going to live with. And the habits that you have will pick the future you're going to live. So your job is to pick up some good business habits so that you can have some good business results. It's not that you're a bad person. It's not that you're doing things bad or wrong. Most of the people that I meet have some awesome businesses. They have some awesome ideas. They are awesome people, right? Good people too. Integrous, honest, all those things. But then if you look at their business and look at what's going on, you say, man, what's going on? Now, people on the outside may say, well, maybe they're not hard workers enough. Yeah, they're hard workers. They're just not working hard at doing the right things often. But you can only, if you don't know how to do it, you can't do it, right? Well, that's one reason why I'm doing these sessions, right? Because I talk to so many people. I always advise people to get them a coach. But unfortunately, people don't do that all the time, because half the answers that you're looking for is probably laying right there in a coach. So you don't have to get me, but find your coach and what you're trying to do so that you can get those answers. You don't have to do something for 10 or 15 years when somebody already done it and hit their head 10 or 15 times. They can save you a lot of time. I know that I've saved you some time just in this program, and I'll save you more time as we proceed over the next few weeks. Again, if you want to call, 708-223-8953. 708-223-8953. Now, here's something that I try to share with people. I'm big at creating your own parties, right? Create your own thing. I'm very, very independent, and I always encourage people to be very, very independent, right? And not so much because it means that you're going to boast or be anything like that. It's because you have a lot of control, and you can control where you want to go because you're driving the car. Now, as an entrepreneur and as an individual, you can either be a driver or you can be a passenger, right? Now, I've been a passenger before and I've been a driver. So using that as a metaphor, so to speak, you can be a passenger in the car and you can be eating and putting on makeup, looking out the window, playing with your phone. You can be doing all these different things when you're the passenger, because the car is still moving because somebody else is driving, right? However, when you're the driver, you can't be doing all those things. At least you shouldn't be, right? Because you have to look at the road, look at the person in front of you, the person behind you, look in the mirrors, look at the speedometer. You have to do all this different stuff the entire time you're driving. Well, see, that's the difference with being an entrepreneur and not being an entrepreneur. See, when you're an entrepreneur, you have made the decision that I'm going to be the driver. I'm going to be the driver of this car. I'm going to be the driver of my working present. I'm going to be the driver of my working future. I'm going to take the steering wheel by the hands, and I'm going to go ahead and drive my life, right? I'm not going to sit around and be a passenger, because see, here's the problem that happened with a passenger, right? Here's a little story I say. There was these two guys. They worked about 50 miles away from the job. They worked the night shift, the last shift. And so they're working there, and one didn't have a car and another one did. So since they lived in the same neighborhood, the guy that had a car had an older car. It wasn't a new car or anything like that, but they had got him from work and to work, pretty much reliable every day. So the guy had to get a ride with this guy. You know, he give him gas money, but every now and then this guy was, you know, make some comments about, man, your car, oh man, the heat takes a while for the heat to come on. And then summertime, the air don't work that good. And your windows don't go down that fast. All this different stuff, right? Complain every now and then, not often, but every now and then. So one day they coming home from work, you know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the guy drive about 10 minutes and just told the guy, get out. Pulled over on the side of the highway and said, man, just get out. Now, it was no argument. It wasn't, nobody was debating. Nobody was complaining. He just told him to get out. The guy was like, what do you mean, man? We friends. Man, we've been working together for 5 years. He said, get out. He said, man, I know your family. You know my family. He said, get out. He said, our kids play with each other, man. He said, get out. He said, man, I can't believe this, man. You know what time it is? The bus has stopped running and my phone is dead. I can't call anybody and I don't have any money to get me a ride. He said, get out. Man, that dude got out the car, boy, he's mad, man, he's cursing out and everything. Man, he slammed that door. You know how we do, right? Oh, you blah, 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 right? Call him all types of names. So he finally, you know, had to walk home, you know, almost 50 miles, right? And when he got in, his wife said, what took you so long? He said, man, this guy put me out the car. We've been friends for 5 years, all this stuff, right? So the first thing the wife says, hey, you're going to have to call somebody else to work at the job so you can get you another ride. So that's what he did. So he got another friend that lived in the neighborhood, not that far. And he had a brand new, nice 2019, brand new car, right? So he got back to work the next day. He told the guy, man, I'm in a brand new car riding along. Man, the windows go up, the seats are nice and heated, man, comfortable, right? This is a nice car. Your old raggedy old car. I didn't like your car anyway. But see, what the guy didn't realize, even though he's in a nice car riding, he was still a rider. The same thing that happened to him in the old car can happen to him in the new car. The driver going to tell him to get out. See, and that's what it is about being an entrepreneur. You have to take the place and say, you know what? Nobody's going to tell me to get out of my car. I'm going to drive this car. Yeah, it's going to be more responsibility. Yeah, it's going to be more work. Yeah, some things that the passenger does I can't do. I can't be eating chicken and putting on makeup and combing my hair and looking at my phone and, you know, all those different things while I drive. But that's okay. I'd rather be a driver. I'll look at that stuff later. I'll do those things later when I stop driving. But as long as I have the ability to work, I'm going to control my working present and I'm going to control my working future. Because here's the reality. Nobody can fire you when you work for yourself. You are never going to fire yourself. That's why I always tell people you will never get fired again if you work for you. So you become an entrepreneur, you will never fire you. You might fire other people working for you, but you won't fire yourself. So now you put yourself in a position to never get fired ever again. That's why it's important to learn how to promote. Because if you want to stay in that position and you want to keep driving, is it going to get tiresome sometime? Yes. Are some people going to not like you? Yes. Are some people not going to appreciate all the work you do for them? Yes. That is going to happen. I don't care how good you are at doing what you do. Somebody going to say, I don't like him or her. You know, I don't like their product. You know, that food didn't taste that good to me. You're going to get all of that. But listen, that comes along with the territory of being a driver. That comes along with the territory. You're going to get some bad reviews. They come along with the territory. However, you're going to get some people to say, I'm glad you're in business. I'm glad you saved my life. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. And that's what you're doing because you're solving a problem. You have a cure for a debilitating disease. That's how I want you to look at it. And the disease is people need your product. They need your services, whatever they may be. So you have to look at it that way. You have to look at it as you coming in someone's life, solving a problem, giving them a cure to a problem that they have. Now, sometimes some people don't even know they have a problem. They're walking around with a limp. They don't even know where they're limping. They've been limping so long, everybody in the neighborhood limp like that, right? They don't even understand that, you know, you need to do something different than that. So sometimes you need to make people aware that they need your solution. Sometimes they don't know that. Like, obviously, again, I'm a radio host, right? So some people don't know that they need to be interviewed. They're not even aware that they need to be interviewed by somebody. It could be me or somebody else. They're not even aware that they need to advertise on radio. They don't even understand that. They just, I'm in business. Yeah, you advertise on the radio? No. You know why? They're not aware that they should. So I have a solution, so I tell them about it. Because I point people to something they can purchase from me that they can have and use for themselves. I do that in all my businesses, and you should start doing it too. Once I start doing that, did that mean that I never had challenges in business? No. Does that mean that everybody liked me? No. Does that mean that everybody bought from me? No. But what it did mean is that I sold more things because I don't walk down the street. People don't look at me and say, you know what? I bet you are like a business coach. You got that look. They don't look at me and say, I bet you have some books, man. I bet. I bet you like have a publishing company. I bet that's what you do, right? one looks at me and see that. I have to point them and say, you want to write a book? No, I want to write a book. Okay, fine. You know somebody that does? Yeah, my cousin. Hey, you know what? I help him write a book. Hey, you know somebody want to buy this or sell this? That's what you're doing when you were in business. So now you have to ask yourself, do you want to be the driver? Secondly, do you want to be the driver for the rest of your life? Now, I don't know how long the rest of your life is. Maybe 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. I don't know. But how long do you want to be the driver? Anybody can drive and be in business for a month or two. That's not hard to do. Anybody can drive and be in business for a year. That's not that hard to do either. Now, but to drive and be in business for a long time, that means that you're eating off the business. What does that mean? The business is feeding you. The business is paying your house note. The business is paying your rent or your car note. Or it's buying the groceries for you. So I'll tell a lot of people when you get into entrepreneurship, you need to make your business buy something for you. You know, you need to, I don't care if it's buy your groceries every month, because you need to see how your profit fed you that month. Your profit kept your lights on that month. I don't care if it's only $100 that you made a profit. Make it pay for something so that you can see what your work and your effort has done for you. The reason why a lot of people can't do well in business, they never take a look and see what their business has done for them. Yeah, they want to earn $50,000 in 2 days. Yeah, I understand that. They want to look at the next guy on television or later on television talking about, come over here, you come to my seminar, you be a millionaire by Friday. Hey, I know that's what they want because they've been poor so long and been broke so long. Hey, man, anything you come up with, man, I'm in, right? However, if you get you a game plan, find out something that you love to do, first thing. Secondly, then you need to know how to monetize what you love to do. You can't be afraid to ask people to pay you for what you're good at doing. Now, if you don't get good at this, what happens is you're going to think that people have to come up with the price for you. Now, here's something you must understand. The person that come up with the price for selling something is you when you're an entrepreneur. That's your decision. You don't make the decision for people to buy. And you can't expect the customer to make the decision for what price they're going to put on your product. That's your job. Now, here's the reality. I don't care if you have your product. Somebody going to say it's too much money. Woo, you asking all that for that. Man, that's a lot. Ooh, I never spent that much money, right? You're going to always get that. And I don't care how low you make it. Somebody going to still say it's too much money. So you're going to have to actually look at it and say, you know what? You have to expect somebody going to say, hey, you know what? You're asking $100 for that. I am not paying $100. That's too much money because I know somebody around the corner in my neighborhood. I got a friend, I got a cousin that knows somebody that worked there, and I can get it for $14. Hey, my thing is they should go there and get it for $14. I mean, if they can get what they want to get for $14 and you selling it for $100, hey, let them go that way. However, you're selling yours for $100 because you plan on eating off your business. You know why? Because you are the driver. You're not the passenger. You're not doing this temporarily. You're doing this permanently. You plan on doing this for a while. See, because here's the reality. Once you start doing entrepreneurship for 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 years, you know you've been out the job market that long, right? And nobody want to hire you when you've been out 10 years. You're like, what you been doing the last decade? Oh, well, you know, something. Well, you don't have a resume because you've been out the job market that long. So I got to wrap it up. I enjoyed this time, so keep this in mind. Great entrepreneurs aren't born, they're made. And this is Dr. Anthony L. Gant here on IntellectualRadio.com, and I'll see you next time.